The Adriens Departure by Dani V. Adrien. Chapter 4. Dead Ends.
If I have to be honest, everything was going perfectly. The connections were all there except a few, but I knew I had to find out more about those two animatronics, Cortez version 1 and the Blue Bunny. I decided to go to Samantha and have her ask her brother. She told me he'd like to speak with me in private about this. So I recorded the conversation between us. Have a listen.
Look, Miss Adrien, I can't share about Cortez version 1.
But why? This information is super important, and thus far, you've helped me out a lot working close to my grandpa.
Look, grandpa or not, this information you need, it's extremely classified between me and Victor. I signed forms under VA Party Co. back in the 80s. I'm sorry, but I could get fired for just speaking about this if Victor found out.
I understand, but is there really nothing?
No. Fortunately, there's nothing I can do. But you did ask about a Blue Bunny? That's Isaac. He's an earlier party animatronic, working as a springlock suit.
How come I've never heard of him or seen him?
Well, Victor never gave him a voice box, so he couldn't really speak. That, and he made the animatronic way too small for any adult to be able to wear the suit. I never understood that. He was going to go along with...
With who?
Alright, this isn't really classified since most employees already know about this. But he was supposed to perform with Cortez version 1.
So, that means they were both springlock suits?
Didn't hear it from me.
Even with this new information from Samantha's brother, I was still at a bit of a loss. Don't get me wrong, I learned that VA Party Co. used to make these springlock suits. What does that tell me? Well, I had to look up info on springlocks to, understand what that told me, but apparently they're very dangerous and were banned from a few animatronic entertainment centers in 1998. And the reason for the ban was because of how many harmful incidents and deaths there were. There have even been rumors that some animatronic industries and companies still use them, but that's just a rumor, not factual. Anyways, I was able to get a list of employees between 1873 and 1981, thanks to Samantha's brother. Alongside this list, I was able to get some of those employees' addresses. I met those few and asked them about the springlock suits. Almost all of them said they knew nothing of what happened to Cortez version 1. Some didn't know the suit, and some remembered after hours Samantha's brother had him in the wheelbarrow out in the front door. One person saw him put Cortez version 1 into his truck and drive off. She said she remembered him acting paranoid and nobody knew why. According to her, he was only 16 at the time and still new to VA Party Co. Sadly, that was all she could provide. However, it was a lot of info. I looked around at the maps of where Party Power Pizza stood and what was around. I saw the address of the warehouse, I saw other companies and small buildings. A very long way down the highway, there was a scrapyard. It was almost an hour down the road. As I was looking at this, I thought there was no way he could be there. I decided to go. I was so tired after driving there. It was almost midnight. When I got there, the gates were closed and the wind was whistling. It turns out I had to jump the fence. I'm not much of a climber, so I ended up cutting my leg a bit, but I was fine. Next, I had to search. One problem, though, this place was huge, so I had no idea where to start looking. There was so much trash and metal. Everything was such a mess and all over the place. I was there for about an hour looking around. Mom ended up getting worried about me, but I kept looking. I felt like I had to be close. He had to be here. My phone ended up dying, so I had no light since it was pitch black outside. So I just went back to my car. I really thought he could have been there. And honestly, I came to be what might be the end of the line. All this information had led to nothing. I tried finding another way into VA Party Co., but they kicked me out because they remembered me. I even went back to the warehouse, but I forgot the door had closed shut and only the shattered window remained. I had no way in. I went to my mom, panicked, and without a clue of what to do next. She told me it wasn't too big of a deal. But with everything I've learned and the insane secrets uncovered, how could I take it slow? But then I realized something. I had been going on and on without a care and forgot the big picture. My dad and Uncle Billy. If Samantha's brother knew Grandpa Victor, there was no way he didn't at least know my dad. Valentino Adrien.